Hello everyone, my name is Sukraniasih and I'm student of the English Education Department. Today, I would like to share my special review for the TEFL course, and in this session talk, I will talk about the core material that I think every able teacher should master and the most valuable experience that I gained through this semester. After attending this TEFL class, I realized that English teachers need much more than just a good English skill. Of course, mastering grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation is the most thing that teachers should do and needs to understand. But however, teacher also needs to understand different teaching methods because every student learns differently. Among all the material we studied this semester, my favorite methods were TPR or Total Physical Response and the silent way. I enjoy learning TPR because it combines language learning with physical movement, and also the student can respond to the teacher commands by performing the action, making learning more enjoyable, less stressful, and I think this method is especially effective for the young learners because it helps them to remember vocabulary and instruction more naturally. If I become a teacher, I would like to use this method to make my classroom more effective and engaging. Another method that I impressed was the silent way. At the first, I thought it would be difficult because the teachers speak very little and encourage students to discover the language by themselves. But however, after I learning more about the silent way, I understood that this method helps students become more independent and confident, and also responsible for their own learning. It also encourages critical thinking instead of simply memorizing the answer. I believe this is a valuable approach for developing student confidence in using English. Besides learning different teaching methods, I also learn how important lesson planning. A good lesson plan helps teachers to organize activities, manage time, and also achieve learning objectives effectively. I also learned that assessment is not only about giving a score, but also about understanding the student progress and helping them improve themselves. One of the most valuable experiences from this TEFL class was designing the teaching method and practice how to teach the student because I enjoy to teach students a lot, and I think that it helped me build my confidence, and I really believe that in this TEFL class I could remember more about how I can be a good teacher someday, and I really appreciate about the learning class in the TEFL class that I learned. This course also improved my confidence in speaking English and presenting ideas. During this semester, I became more comfortable expressing my opinions in English and explaining concepts clearly because the lecture has taught me to be more confident enough about myself. So that's why I feel like I'm really confident for this course. Overall, this TEFL class has changed the way I see teaching. Teaching is not simply about the explaining lesson, but also creating meaningful learning experience that motivated students to learn. The knowledge that and the experience that I gained in this semester have prepared me to become more creative and responsible and a professional English teacher in the future. Thank you very much for listening. Have a nice day.